We are recording. Fantastic. Good evening, everybody. My name is Justin Phillips, and I'm very privileged and honoured to be a part of ASEA. I'm an ambassador diamond and a founding diamond here in Australia, and ASEA has been a massive part of my life transformation and my healing, and I'm super grateful to be a part of the movement to transform humanity with this fantastic technology. So tonight I'm going to give you a redox discovery, or an ASEA discovery, or discover ASEA presentation, and teach you a bit about these wonderful products, a little bit about the science of redox signaling molecules, a bit about the genesis of how this company came to be, and also a little bit about the business opportunity. If you're interested in that, then that is a fantastic opportunity to take part of. And at the end of it, once we turn the recording off, we'll take some questions and answers as well. So again, thank you very, very much for joining us on the call, and you're in the right place. If you want to learn anything about health and wellness and athletic performance, anti-aging, you just want to look more beautiful, or you're looking for more time and money freedom, then this is an incredible place to be and to learn about. But before we start, I want you to think about, why are you here today? Are you here because you have a health challenge yourself, or perhaps you know someone that has a health challenge? Would you like to live younger for longer? That's what this shirt says, live younger for longer. And I tell you, this technology is totally different to anything else out in the market there. And I truly believe it is enabling me to live younger for longer and have a higher quality of life. Perhaps you're looking for additional income and lifestyle. You'd like to increase the quality of your life. Then you may hear some very interesting information tonight that just may impact you to make a life-changing transformation, a life-changing decision to look and investigate further and start to build your own empire instead of always building someone else's empire. So welcome. So a little bit about my story. My ASEA story started back in September 2011, actually, and when someone cared enough to me about me to give me a call and say, hey, I found out about a really interesting new technology I thought you might be interested in. And at that point in time, I was living the dream, I thought, in some ways. I had my dream traditional business. I had a health food shop, natural therapies clinic, and my background was previous to this 19 years in health and wellness. I'd done a whole lot of things from, I'd had some back injuries, and that led me to study massage and acupuncture and nutrition, kinesiology, reflexology, remedial therapies and so forth, traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, Qigong, Tai Chi, Pilates, yoga, personal training, a whole bunch of stuff. I was a paramedic in there at one point too for a number of years. And it all started from when I was 18. I was bitten by a tick, and I had from that, I didn't know for a long, long time, but I had two multi-systemic bacterial infections, and in 2013 that led to me having a very, very big health crisis, and I also had an autoimmune disease of the thyroid that caused low thyroid function. So it was pretty scary then, but this picture's back from 2011 when I was first introduced to ASEA, and I absolutely love this business. I thought it was the bee's knees. It was my dream business. Had $120,000 worth of health products. So I've literally sold millions of nutritional products over the years. I had 7 staff. I had 11 subcontractor practitioners. So there's a natural therapies clinic at the back of that picture. And I thought this is the best way to provide holistic healthcare to the community. I live on beautiful Bribie Island, about an hour north of Brisbane. Only 17,500 population on the island at this point in time when I had the shop. And yeah, life was good, but I was working pretty hard, and this shop actually cost me a lot of money to get involved. It cost me about $300,000 to start the business up. I purchased an ongoing business and had massive overheads, a lot of rent, a lot of wages. I had many weeks I worked 80-hour weeks. My wife was often looking for me at dinner time. I wasn't yet home. I was home late at night most nights of the week. I worked at least 6 days a week, and yeah, it was pretty tough to keep that sort of business going. It's that sort of style traditional business, very hard to make a profit in. And unfortunately, the global financial crisis came along in 2011, and as I live in a retirement area, people just stopped spending money. A lot of their share portfolios halved within a few months. And in late 2011, we had about 40 businesses shut on the island, literally within a couple of months. I was a part of the local business network and community, and it was just terrifying to the local economy, how people stopped spending money, and the national franchise collapsed, went into administration, and that was pretty much the last straw. I did try to sell the business a number of times, but come the 3rd of January 2012, I wasn't able to complete any of those sales, and I had to shut the doors. And that forced me into bankruptcy. You can imagine the stress of that, of having your dream business turn into your nightmare business. That caused massive strain and stress on me. And I worked very, very hard to save it, but I couldn't. And the resulting stress caused a massive health challenge. I didn't know that health challenge came back from the previous 19 years ago when I was bitten by the tick. But for the next 18 months, my health deteriorated in a very big way. I ended up being bedbound many days, so sick I couldn't get out of bed to feed myself. My digestive system fell apart. I literally started growing an organic vegetable garden in my backyard because I couldn't eat anything with chemicals on it, anything from the supermarket, preservatives, couldn't eat anything out of a bottle, a jar, a packet. Become highly, highly sensitive to everything, even like perfume. Someone would walk in the room with a synthetic perfume on and I'd start sneezing. My immune system went crazy. I had aches and pains everywhere, extreme fatigue. I was shaken like I had Parkinson's or something. My memory was completely shot. I had like dementia-like symptoms as well, where I wouldn't just forget a word, I'd completely forget what I was doing in the room. I really, I shouldn't have been driving or anything like that. It was just super dangerous. I was in a very, very sick state. And I finally got my diagnosis in mid-2013, and I ended up being desperate, went through the medical merry-go-round, I sent my bloods to America, and it came back that I had these 2 multi-systemic bacterial infections and this autoimmune disease causing low thyroid function. And so at least I had some answers, and I started an integrated medical approach and did everything I could from my previous 19 years in health and wellbeing to support myself. But to me, the big difference was, thankfully, I was drinking some molecules. I was drinking some redox molecules, only a small amount at the time, 60 mils twice a day. And in just 5 months, I fully recovered from that. And I've met very, very few people in Australia that have ever recovered from that. I had a lot of mental health issues as well with that because it crossed the blood-brain barrier, and yeah, it was pretty scary. I had light sensitivity, had to live in a dark room, all sorts of nasty things. But over the 5 months of recovery, I really improved. And by the end of 2013, I'd fully recovered. And then I actually started working in that integrated medical clinic. And in August 2014, ASEA was officially launched in Australia with the Renew 28 product. And when that came out, I started introducing that to some of our clients and patients, and I saw pretty radical results. And that's where my eyes were really opened up to the potential of what redox molecules can do. The patient outcomes increased dramatically. And yeah, I just had to research more into this and look at it. And our life changed. I started seeing how not only by sharing this product could I actually improve people's health outcomes, but I could also help people build a business, and they could share it with people. They could distribute this product, and that was, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, you teach him to fish, you feed him for life. And people started earning money out of that. And then I started realizing that this was actually a whole personal and professional development journey that I was on. And today, here we are later, 3.5 years later, where I'm an Ambassador Diamond, one of the top 12 ranks in ASEA, which is absolutely amazing in a global business. So this is a phenomenal technology, but it's also a phenomenal organization, really devoted to making the world a better place. And our story transformed from being broke and bankrupt and nearly dying to being world leaders in this organization. And this is us a couple of years ago at convention. My wife's in the middle there, that's Nicole. And next to her is Trish Wankler, the highest earner in ASEA in the world. Wonderful lady, an amazing inspiration to us. The other lady is Sissel. She's a friend from Scandinavia, wonderful lady. And we're water skiing in Disney World, Florida. Absolutely amazing. So this is a walking track near our house on Bribie Island. We walk the puppies. We now have a 15-month-old baby girl as well. My wife also had health challenges for 25 years. She had a fatigue issue that we had tried a lot of different products and technologies on. and literally in 3 weeks of just drinking the molecules, she was able to overcome that. So we now have a baby and a family and an incredible life. And this is Nicole and baby Joy doing a presentation on the Gold Coast last year when she was still really, really little. And this is another one doing an in-home presentation. And baby Joy is like there with us. She travels the world with us, and she's a very big part of our life. And this business, as we teach people about this technology, baby Joy is with us a lot of the time. This is one of the big meetings we had in Brisbane, and we've got a great new community of friends and family, well, they feel like family, the ASEA family. And this is a photo of Vertus Norton. He's the man who really saw the vision of what redox signaling molecules were, did the work, understood how important it was to humanity, and it came out of retirement at the age of 69 to create this company, ASEA. And this is actually a holiday trip that we won with ASEA, where it was all expenses paid, all-inclusive resort in Mexico. They flew us to Mexico. We had a whale of a time. It was heaps of fun, and it's absolutely amazing. And right now, my wife is actually in Mexico on another trip with ASEA, and it's an adult-only resort, and I'm at home with baby Joy. So she's over there enjoying herself. Good on her. But our life's very, very different since coming into contact with ASEA. We now have a residual income, a true residual income. We no longer work for dollars. Our time, we don't get paid an hourly rate. We get paid a little bit off a lot of different people using the products. So we can stop work today and we would have a residual income for years and years to come. In fact, it would probably continue to grow, which is amazing. Just after 3.5 years, we also get to be stay-at-home parents. So we're heavily involved with parenting baby Joy, and that is just a blessing to be able to be there in the early years and formative years, and to see the joys of childhood. We have lots of new friends and community. It's just absolutely amazing. Some of the great people that are attracted to this organization, and we have time freedom and location freedom. And that is just an absolute blessing, a gift to your life, which is phenomenal. So that's our story. I want you to think about what your story could be. My purpose of saying all of that is not to brag, but rather to get you to consider and think about your life, because what you hear tonight could perhaps just radically change it. Okay, let's have a little bit of a look at health and well-being. I'm not going to go into biochemistry or anything here, but we know, and we have known for a long time, even when I was at college and studying anatomy physiology, that our health is based at a cellular level. If our cells are healthy, our whole body is healthy. That's what I was taught. Now, only 19 years ago, a number of men won Nobel Prizes because they discovered redox signaling molecules. Now, these guys had nothing to do with the ASEA company. This is completely independent science. And now there's over 15,000 peer-reviewed journal articles on PubMed.gov that goes into the science of redox signaling molecules. This is a new category of health science. ASEA is the only company in the world that has balanced, bioidentical redox signaling molecule products. We know that when our redox signaling system is adequate, we have enough levels of it and it's in balance, that our cells are healthy, our tissues, organs, body system, and the whole organism is healthy. Cellular communication is key to cellular health. This is the foundation of all cellular life. Now, the challenge is as we have as we age, we produce less and less of these redox molecules. That's one of the major things that changes as we age. Also, diet, stress, environmental toxins, not enough exercise, not enough sleep. You know, if you're out there and you don't have a perfect life, I do my best, but like to maintain a perfect life in our busy environment, in our busy society today is very, very hard to have the right balance of health supporting lifestyle, supporting routines. But if you're under pressure in any of these areas, then guaranteed that your redox is going to be suffering. If your redox is suffering, then your cellular health is going to be impacted by that. And as we have deficiencies and imbalances in redox signaling molecules, our cellular function goes down, and we really do begin to see and feel the effects of aging, which is not a lot of fun. These redox signaling molecules, they impact every major body system. In fact, they impact every cell in the body. All our cells run on these redox signaling molecules. This is the smallest physical particle of cellular communication in the body. These molecules are like 2 to 4 atoms wide. They're tiny, tiny, tiny. They're not like in nutrition or anything else or a medication or a herb. These are native to our body. Our body makes them. Every cell makes them all the time. It's when we don't have enough of them, as in the case of aging, or we have an imbalance of them, that we really get in strife. So the other great thing about this is that it doesn't matter what our challenge is, whether our challenge is a cardiovascular challenge, a neurological challenge, a pulmonary system challenge, or a lung system, or skeletal system, digestive system, an integumentary or skin system challenge. It doesn't matter. What it is at the most basic level is a redox signaling molecule challenge. If we can help the redox in that, then all our cells can have an increased cellular communication, which increases cellular efficiency, and that increases cellular function. And my experience, and the experience of many, many others, is that our cells operate like they're younger. And that's why we say, would you like to live younger for longer? Because this technology, it makes us feel great. And yeah, it's at the basis of how our cells work. Now let's have a quick think about redox and our genetics. So this is a book written by Dr. Robertson Ward, and it's Healthy Cells, Healthy Life. Dr. Robertson Ward is a medical doctor in America. He's run 15 clinical trials. He's licensed in 3 states. He works in a hospital, has private practice. Amazing guy, wonderful guy. Not employed by ASEA and doesn't distribute ASEA's products, but sometimes is consulted to speak on behalf of ASEA because he's such an expert in redox signaling molecules. And this is a great book to use as a resource to learn a bit about the importance of redox molecules and how they impact our body. And in this book on page 16, he talks about how 95% of our genetics are not fixed. Our genes aren't fixed. And what if we could influence these? What if we could change the ways that our genes express? And that's definitely true. Nutrigenomics, epigenetics, these areas of study can be used to really improve our genetic health and well-being. And this is nutrition and exercise and lifestyle and sleep and so forth is how we do that, but also through redox signaling molecules, because redox is how our genes work, or how our genes are expressed. We communicate the instructional code on the DNA to the rest of the cell through our redox signaling molecules. It's absolutely amazing. It's the genius of life. So science shows that lifestyle changes, biochemical cellular factors activate a gene or not. Dr. Rob Ward says, I know of no better resource than supplementing redox molecules if we want to impact our cells foundationally. Pretty big statement, okay? So, as I said, ASEA Cellular Health is the only company in the world with balanced bioidentical redox signaling molecule products, and their flagship redox technology has been phenomenal. At the most basic level, what is it? It is a redox cell signaling molecules. Simple. What does it do? It turns our cells on. It turns our genes on. Tells our cells what to do. Very, very important. Why do I need it? Well, we all need it because our cells are constantly breaking down. We live in a very polluted world. Many of us a very stressful world. And nutritionally, you know, the food chain's gone down. Certainly, as soon as we get past the age of 13 or 14, we don't make as many redox molecules as we used to. And if we can increase our redox, we can certainly impact our genetics and impact our health and well-being for good. So that's a little bit about that. Okay, so this is the ASEA company has got 6 different products. And so the flagship technology is the bottle of the beverage, the liquid ASEA, that came out in 2009 originally, came to Australia only this year in February. So this is very, very new to the Australian market in 2018. Renew 28 came in August 2014 to the Australian market and May 2014 to the global market, the US and so forth. There is now also an intensive serum, because the Renew 28 was so good at creating before and after photos with improved cosmetic effects, increased beauty, anti-aging, that sort of stuff, tightening of skin, reduction of wrinkles, reduction of pigmentation, all sorts of things. There was a big outcry for complementary products with that, and the serum was created, which is the most concentrated redox product. The Renew is even more concentrated than the ASEA as well. And then there is this foaming cleanser, which is amazing. I use it to shave with. It's really great for the guys as well as the girls, and it prepares the skin for the redox. And then there's this fantastic moisturizer, which has got oxygen attractors and probiotics in it and all sorts of stuff. So the 2 beauty products, they're not redox products, but they are the best of science and nature. They're high-tech, highly intelligent skincare products, and I use them every day. They feel absolutely great. And so those products are from the outside, from the outside in, and yeah, I've put those around the wrong way, the outside in and the inside out. I adjusted the slide, but on the wrong presentation, my apologies. So the other one is the wellness product. That's a nutritional product, and again, I've adjusted the wrong slide. This actually should be ASEA Via Source is the name, not Core. They changed the name of it, sorry. So it's prior to its launch, and that was only launched this year, just a couple of months ago, and that is literally the best nutritional product that I've ever found. And I've literally sold millions of dollars worth of nutritional products. I absolutely love it, have it every day. And there's a couple other nutritional products coming very soon. So ASEA is a cellular health company, not a beauty therapy company or anything like that. It's a cellular health company, and this technology is truly transformational. It's definitely working. Look at these pictures. These are before and afters just on the Renew 28. So there's a whole bunch of clinical studies and science on this. You can have a look at ASEA Science and the corporate website, ASEA Global, and so forth. They've got information online where you can go to and you can have a look at this information and see for yourself just how amazing this technology is. It goes above and beyond anything else in my prior experience. Okay, so just to be clear though, ASEA and Renew 28 is not intended to prevent, diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or medical condition. They are not medical products. They are health benefit products. The technology, or the redox technology of ASEA's redox product, does increase cellular communication, which increases cellular efficiency and increases cellular function, empowering our cells to heal and operate like they were younger. How good's that, and who doesn't want it? Okay, so what experts are saying. So this is Louise L. Gitterman. She's often referred to as the First Lady of Nutrition in the US. Now that is a pretty prestigious title. The US don't give that title out to anyone, and she's a New York Times bestseller, author of more than 30 books. She says, ASEA, in my humble estimation, is the greatest advance in lifestyle medicine, which harnesses the power of your own body to keep you well. Big statement from a world-class expert. Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, a medical atomic physicist, stabilized the molecules. This guy is absolutely amazing. I hope you get to meet him one day. He's a profound man. A beautiful soul. He said that this technology has the potential to spearhead the greatest advances in health we have ever seen. Now, Gary was consulted as a scientist to work on the project. He does not have any rights to the company or own the company at all. But yeah, he is an amazing man, and has I've heard him say he believes ASEA will be his greatest life work, because he knows just how impactful this technology is to people. And people all over the globe are using it now and spreading it far and wide. It's just amazing. If you're looking for external validation, I said before about ASEAScience.com. There's clinical studies you can download and so forth on there. But to the surprise of everyone, the Huffington Post, which is a very well-known source of information and very well respected in the US, it actually came out with an article, I think last year or maybe even the year before now, and it said, in the article, it said that the 5 emerging technologies that will shape our lives in the future, in the coming years, are these 5 technologies. And redox signaling technology came in as number 4. You know, that's a pretty big deal. Nutrigenomics is what I used to do in the integrated medical clinic, where we used to do gene testing and so forth. So number 4 is a pretty big deal, considering you know, most people don't even know about it yet. It's amazing. So let's have a little bit of a look at how did this all come about, the genesis of ASEA. So the genesis of ASEA all came about because of these 2 amazing men, Bertus Norton and his son Tyler Norton. These guys are just, they are phenomenal. I've been privileged to see Bertus Norton speak at conventions many times, met him in person a number of times, and he's gone back into retirement now, but he came out of retirement at the age of 69 to bring the world ASEA and the redox molecules. He actually retired first at 56 and he retired very wealthy. He was the 3rd top man, the vice president of strategy for Kraft Foods. Kraft Foods was nearly a $40 billion company at that point, and this man was put in charge of strategy for that company. He had an extraordinary corporate career, making companies more effective and efficient, and was able to retire at just 56, very wealthy. Now, he always kept busy, and people of this caliber are well wanted for their knowledge, and he developed a program called StratLink, and that's a strategic planning and financial planning and processing plan for corporates, and His son, Tyler Norton, was also very, very successful in his own corporate career in the financial services sector. Tyler's also an amazing speaker, public speaker. I really encourage you, whenever you can, to see him. He travels the world speaking on behalf of ASEA. I just saw him in Singapore last week. He's just amazing, great guy, heart of gold. And both of them used this strategic, or the Stratlink planning and consulting process to a number of companies and corporates, top Fortune 100 Fortune corporations and so forth. And they were approached by a company that they had contacts with that had found this technology, but were really struggling to get it out to the market and struggling financially. And Virtus really investigated it and looked into it. And he realized this company didn't know the impacts of their own technology. They really didn't even know what they had. They asked him to come on board and help him save the company economically, financially, but he said he'd only do that if he had access to the research and so forth. He really looked into it and found, wow, this is extraordinary technology, and they didn't even know what they had. Things went on, things progressed, and they weren't able to save the company, but Virtus and Tyler were able to purchase all the research and technology and patents at the time. They worked with Dr. Gary Alsemison to stabilize the technology, and they created ASEA. And at first they created stable redox signaling technology. Being corporate guys, they went to corporations in order to get the distribution out there. They were giving it to some people, and they were seeing some pretty extraordinary health benefits and changes in people. So they knew that the product worked. They knew that it had a great product. And they actually approached one of the 4 pharmaceutical companies that had tried and failed to create this technology themselves. These 4 pharmaceutical companies declared it was impossible to create this technology because these molecules are so unstable. It's such a leap forward in technology to stabilize them and put them in a product. So one of these companies that knew the science, they approached this company, they had contacts in it. They flew 4 guys out in a private jet. They had sat down, looked at the science, and they offered them a lot of money, generational wealth, close to $1 billion to purchase the technology. But the deal was they had to stop giving it to all these people, and no one would be able to access the technology. Now, the guys, Virtus and Tyler, Dr. Gary, they already had a whole sample group that were trialing the technology. And they started off with 40-odd people. Within 2 months, it went to 135 people in 20 countries. This is no one's purchasing the product. No one's getting paid to share it. These are just people with health challenges that are using the technology and finding it amazing and sharing it with people they knew. Just phenomenal results with this initial sample. And these were people, the original 40 were people they knew in their communities, their neighbors, their churches. They knew these people, and they were seeing firsthand incredible results. Now, the deal from the big pharma company was it was either the money from them or the people. There was no middle ground with that. And these guys, they were already quite wealthy themselves. They were comfortable. You know, they weren't doing it just for the money. They really wanted to do it for humanity, and they actually turned down the big dollars. They decided to go with the people and support the people, and that is a phenomenal decision, which I'll be forever grateful for, and really has led the way with the ethos of this company, which is people and principles over ego and economics. So Virtus Norton was a master strategist, remember, and he realized that the best way to get this technology out to the people was through the word of mouth marketing channel, because even today, word of mouth is still the greatest form of marketing. And the network marketing business model is perfect to help get products out that need some education, need a story. You know, people need to be talked to about this, and people need to trust people in order to try it. So that's what they did, and they created ASEA. And before I got involved with ASEA, I had no business experience with network marketing, tried different products, but never seen the business side of it. After my experience with ASEA, I can't believe it took 20 years to get involved with it. Absolutely amazing. Had no idea how big the industry is. It's now a $183 billion industry. It dwarfs the US music and movie and skincare industry combined. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, it's great because it gives the little guy a chance. You know, it doesn't take a lot of money to get involved, and it's really built on trust. So it's a great entrepreneur's dream, and it really is the changing way of the economy. It's just a brilliant way to move forward. In fact, network marketing has grown 57% in the last 5 years. So That wouldn't have been possible without great leadership, of course, and great strategic vision of the mission of ASEA. And the mission of ASEA is to do good and help people all over the world. And the ASEA success story is just phenomenal. They were profitable in their very first year. They actually own the manufacturing plant. They now own the new administration offices. They've got distribution centers. It's actually now 17 around the world. They're shipping to over 33 countries. I've just been on a tour to Asia, and they've just opened up Singapore and Hong Kong, Thailand, Taiwan this year, Philippines later in the year. You know, this is going global big time. There's over $500 million of sales already. And they've just had consistent year-on-year growth, and hundreds of thousands of lives changed. But for me, it was when I got to meet the leaders for the first time back in 2012 that I saw the heart of this company, and I knew that I wanted to be involved. I wanted to work with these people, even if I had to wait for years before I would have that opportunity. This is Tyler Norton on stage a couple of years ago saying, at the end of the day, it's people that matter most. I completely agree with him. And like I said, if you get the chance to see him speak, please do. He's a wealth of knowledge, extremely wise man, heart of gold, and his public presentations are just inspiring. They're just really, really wonderful. So, reach your potential with ASEA. In 2014, when ASEA launched in Australia, these were the real figures. These are converted to Australian dollars of the current global ranks. These are executive ranks in ASEA. And you can see the average monthly incomes at the time were pretty astounding, phenomenal. I had no idea people could earn this kind of money through network marketing opportunity. But now I know global leaders in lots of different companies and lots of different industry leaders. And it's not just the kind of dollars they're earning, it's also the kind of people they become in order to achieve that rank or that level of success in the industry. It's absolutely amazing. I often say we're actually in a personal development program disguised as a network marketing company, and we just happen to have the world's greatest health science technology, in my opinion. So hopefully after tonight, you've learned a little bit about my story and where I'm coming from and what the redox technology is capable of and what it does. And I invite you to learn more about that, do your own investigation and see what it's done for other people. You've also learned a little bit about ASEA's products as the world's only supplier of redox signaling molecule technology, and a bit about how the company began, its mission, and if you want to, that there's a business opportunity to take part in as well. So I'd encourage you that if you'd like to be a consumer and get the health benefits out of the products, then please do. And ideally, you know, why not actually share it with some other people? I'm sure you know some people that deserve to know about this technology. We live in a world that's very sick, and most of us know sick people, and it's very easy to share it with people that can get some benefits. And even just $500 to $1,000 a month for a family can make a very big difference, especially if it pays for your health products ongoingly, so you're not out of pocket. Then that's just awesome. But you may be an entrepreneur. You may have caught the vision of where this is going, and we're still at the very beginning. We've got a long, long way to go. There's going to be an amazing ride, and I'm looking forward to the next 10 years of my life. I think they're probably going to be the best years of my life. This really can create income that most people only ever dream of, but not just the income, it's the lifestyle. When I first started in this, it was the health science technology that really caught my attention. I knew that this was extraordinary. Then when I realized that I could teach people to share it and they could actually create abundance and prosperity themselves, that was this whole concept: give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach him to fish, feed him for life, because there is no health in poverty, and people need resources in order to overcome health challenges. And that's what I've been helping people do for 20 plus years. But then when I saw that when you become a leader in this industry, you help people, inspire people, you help train, educate people, you help unlock human potential. People are amazing. Everyone's got their gifts. Everyone's got their own personal mission they can be on. And when they get clear about that, they get into action about that, they can change the world. And that's really what ASEA is about. It's about unlocking human potential. So if you'd like to be any one of these three, then I really encourage you to get back to the person that invited you to come along to tonight, or the person that showed you this recording, and have a chat to them about it. This is worthy of your investigation. It could potentially be the greatest opportunity of your life. It truly is. I'm going to leave you tonight with a quote from our amazing founder, Vertus Norton. We are all at the start of something big with great purpose. And right now is the moment we begin influencing the future. We can change the world. I totally believe this to be true. It just amazes me what one person is capable of when they get on mission and get into action. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight. Actually, my last slide is, here's a couple of resources you might want to look at. AdvancingLifeIntro.com, that's the link to come to this. We do these presentations every 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. on a Wednesday night in Australia. That's in Brisbane or Queensland time. At redoxdiamonds.com, there's also recordings of these presentations and some other training, special events you're welcome to go to. And there is a Facebook page, AU ASEA Diamonds, and that has event announcements and recorded events as well. We regularly have large events in a lot of the capital cities in Australia on an annual event. So I encourage you to take them down and make the best of them. So I hope you've got a lot out of tonight, and we're going to just stop the recording now, and then we can do some Q&As. Thank you very much for being a part of tonight's presentation. Bye for now.